Following the story from us from Hong Kong. Okay, so we know that this report isn't officially up. We know a lot what's in it. So give us the headlines here. What are the details?
That's right. We know it's in it because CNN has obtained a draft of this 123-page report by the World Health Organization looking into the origins of the novel coronavirus. There is, as you can imagine, a lot of detail in there, but there is no smoking gun as to the definitive origin of the pandemic. Now, according to this report, it basically says what you just lined out at the top there. The coronavirus likely came from an animal, not from a lab. Also, it likely was circulating no more than 1 or 2 months before it was initially detected in December of 2019. The report goes through 4 possible sources of the novel coronavirus. The most likely scenario here, the intermediary animal host that was infected by a bat. But which intermediary animal? According to the WHO in this report, that remains, quote, elusive. Now, next likely is direct transmission from an infected animal like a bat or pangolin. The report also says possible but not probable source of the coronavirus is transmission of the virus through chilled food or through frozen food, which is a theory that has been actively pushed by China over the last year. And finally, it said least likely scenario, accidental lab release. Now, before the draft was obtained by us and before it's been released for the world to see, CNN did talk to one of the investigative team members with the WHO, a disease ecologist named Peter Daszak. He says the focus is on wildlife and on wildlife products. I want you to hear what he told us about the Huanan seafood market, which also sold wildlife products.
And what we found in China was that that market sold seafood, but it also sold wildlife and wildlife products and, whole carcasses of animals and live animals of different types from farms across China. So there was definitely a pathway that takes animals coming into that market from all over China, including the places where the nearest relatives of SARS-CoV-2 have been found in bats. So what we found, I think, is pretty important evidence of a way the virus could have emerged from rural China into a big city like Wuhan and led to an outbreak.
The team of scientists behind this report have been navigating a political quagmire. There have been rival theories about the origin of the pandemic. The United States, especially under former President Donald Trump, pushing the theory that originated from a lab in Wuhan, the Institute of Virology, while in China, Chinese officials have been pushing a theory that originated from a U.S. Army lab. But according to this report, it says, quote, it is extremely unlikely. Let's bring up a statement directly from the report. It says as follows: there is no record of viruses closely related to SARS-CoV-2 in any laboratory before December of 2019, or genomes that in combination could provide a SARS-CoV-2 genome. In view of the above, a laboratory origin of the pandemic was considered to be extremely unlikely, unquote. And John, independent researchers have been saying this for months. According to genomic sequencing, it shows that this virus was not originated in a lab, but it spread naturally among animals. And just like the original coronavirus that caused the SARS outbreak and pandemic almost 2 decades ago. John.
Kristie, thank you. Kristie Lu Stout there following the story for us live. We appreciate that. Thank you, Kristie.